get together. It's only 18 degrees. I know I haven't dressed accordingly, but I know I'm going to be warmed up by your love and your affection and your camaraderie. So again, free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
And what have, can you speak that one?
Free Palestine!
It's very loud. Very loud. Thank you, everyone. I can't tell you how honoured I am, how proud I am of each and every one of you. 71 glorious weeks. 71 glorious weeks with everyone speaking up about us, against us, telling us that we don't belong, that we hate, but we know who we are. We know who we are. We're a movement of love. We're a movement of inclusion. We don't accept any hate, however that manifests itself. And remember this and hold it dear, my friends, hold it dear. Hate, the opposition leader, the media is creating a hierarchy of hate. But there is no hierarchy of hate, there is only hate and racism, however it manifests itself. There is no ladder, there is no anti-Semitism is greater than the rest. There is only hate, and only together can we defeat that hate. Only together, and only if we lean in and love and reach out to our Indigenous brothers and sisters, our black brothers here and sisters on this colony, Indigenous people wherever it might be, who don't know the words hate, who don't know the words aged care centre, who don't know the words police, who don't know the words jail, who don't know the words homelessness, who don't know the words hunger, who only know love, caring and sharing. When law, L-O-R-E, is honoured and L-A-W is unnecessary. Reach into that love, my brothers and sisters. Reach into that love. And know that if there's any hate in you, however that manifests itself, whether it be anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, homophobia, you could be, if you're a misogynist, whatever sort of hate exists inside you, you do not belong. The good news is the Liberal Party is taking memberships. Get along there. Get along there. There's no room for that sort of bloke here, that sort of woman, that sort of person. And they have ascribed and endeavoured to blame our movement for this rise in hate. This rise in hate because there is a failure in leadership. This rise of hate, the space that has been created for these fascists to come ahead, has been caused by a lack of leadership. A lack of leadership that has not called out this hate. Has not called out the hate that was weaponised around a vote for nothing on treaty, what was it? Voice. The voice. Referendum. I mean, it was so nothing that we've already forgotten about it in no time. They were warned what it would do. There's no leadership in calling out that space. When Peter Dutton, aided by the devil himself, the Murdoch media, decided to go low, instead of our government going high, they went not quite as low. Shame, absolutely. They went not quite as low and said, come to us, we're not that bad. We need to be reaching into our hearts and embracing. When they bomb, we hug. When they kill, we kiss. We are the future, and that movement we are building together, my brothers and sisters, and I'm so very proud of every one of you, of everyone on this continent. 71 fabulous weeks. We have stared the government down. We've stared the government down. We've stared all of those divisive factors that have said that we're a movement of hate, that said that businesses hate us being here, that said that it's not welcoming of Jews. You know, we are welcoming of everyone, our Jewish brothers and sisters, our queer folk, our black folk, whomever it might be, that wants to build that world with us. They are all welcome here. They are all welcome here. The people that are not welcome are people who are filled with hate. The people who can justify the killing and maiming of thousands of people, the ecocide, the blasticide, the genocide. Those people aren't welcome, and I don't have a problem with them feeling uncomfortable. Because if you're a human being and you're okay with 20,000 dead children, you're okay with the largest cohort of child amputations in history, you're okay with the government using food as a weapon of war, if you're okay with 2.5 million people being starved, denied medicine, denied water, denied access to the rest of the world, if you're okay with that and you're uncomfortable being around us, good. Good. You should feel uncomfortable. You should feel ashamed. You should be, I can't even articulate the words for the sort of feelings you should have for yourself. I would ask you to self-reflect. I don't have much hope, but unlike the white South Africans who were always against apartheid, you know, those South Africans that left South Africa after Nelson Mandela got out of jail, those South Africans, they've got the really good accents. I was always against apartheid. These Zionists will not be able to whitewash their legacies. We've got the receipts and we will hold you accountable forever. Your legacies are staying forever. My friends, thank you so very much. I'm really honoured. My sister, she's going to speak for us first. And I can tell you there are some moments we define in our lives where we think about where we were, what we did, how we saw it, what it looked like. And I can tell you when my sister walked into that parliament shouting at that scumbag Charles, "You're not my king. You're not my king." I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone that we said, "She's my queen!" She's my queen, sisters, siblings. Your queen, Senator Lydia Thorpe.
True queens share the stage with other black queens. It's our matriarchs, it's our queens upon queens that have maintained the resistance in this country. It's my queen, it's my grandmother, it's my ancestors who fought dying, who died fighting for this country. The first war ever declared on these shores was against our people, and we continue to resist. 2 centuries later, Chelsea Wadigo, my sister here, she wrote "Another Day in the Colony." We want to talk about staunch resistance. We need each other. And sisters always on the phone, you know, "You right, sis, you right, sis." Some days I'll say, "Yep, I'm right," and some days I'll say, "No, I'm struggling." And I know that's how you all feel. Going, you know, witnessing this genocide every day online, every day in your heart and your soul, in your mind, and it does take its toll. But believe us, over 200 years of resistance, we only get stronger. We only get bigger. Yep. I'm putting Sister Girl on the spot here because that's what matriarchs do. And that's what we all got to do. We all got to stand up and speak up against this ongoing genocide that we know this government's complicit of every day.
My name is Chelsea Wadigo. I'm an Australian in South Young. I'm a visitor to this place, so I can't speak for this place, but I do speak as a sovereign black power. Right now in this place there is a front line that we have to hold. We are speaking of a free Palestine, but we're also speaking about the freedom of speech, academic freedom, because we are seeing anti-racism being weaponised against black and brown people as a way to rationalise genocide. They are coming for the artists, they're coming for the activists, they're coming for the academics, and we need to hold the line. And we need to accept the wounds are part of the fight. We have to welcome the wounds, we have to welcome the violence of racists, because if we're not fighting racists, if we're not invoking their rage, then how can we say we're anti-racist? A lot of people are paying the price, but we have to be prepared to pay the consequence if we really believe in freedom for all. Because the material consequences that some of us may be facing is nothing compared to the violent consequences of the Palestinian people. And we stand in solidarity, not to accept, to pass on our sympathies, but we know, as Dr. Little Watson said, our liberation is bound up in yours.
That's right.
So yeah, fuck the colony.
Now Chelsea, you denied me the chance to give you the big rap. For anyone that doesn't know and hasn't seen the furore around the QUT anti-racism extravaganza that happened a few weeks ago, what allies are supposed to do, what a good ally does, is they use their power, they use their influence to open the door and help through the people they're looking to fight with. And Professor Chelsea Watego is the exemplar of what that looks like. She used every bit of whatever privilege she has of her school, of her office, to create a space where Palestinians sat with their black siblings and spoke about the violence they're facing in Palestine and here. They talked about the shared struggle, because we know, as Nelson Mandela said, none of us is free until all of us is free, and that the fight for Palestine is a fight for Indigenous rights, wherever it might be. And that fight here is a fight for Indigenous liberation, for treaty, for sovereignty. This land was never ceded. This always was and always will be Aboriginal land.
Always was!
Always was, always will be.
Aboriginal land!
Always was, always will be.
Aboriginal land!
So Prof Chelsea. I asked her to do an echo for me when she introduced me in Queensland, which she didn't. So, Professor Chelsea. You're amazing. Thank you very much, Prof. My brothers and sisters, siblings, it's important for us to laugh. Laughing, celebrating is a form of resistance in and of itself. Don't let them steal our joy. They will kill, they will maim, they will destroy, but that's not who we are. Remember, that is not who we are. It's a great honour, my friends, to introduce to you our next speaker, a man who needs no introduction. A man who has been at the forefront of black liberation for his entire life. A man who's used every ounce of his body, of every sinew in his, and every organism in his body to deliver and fight for justice for his people here, and fight for Palestinians and every person that's oppressed all over the world. The fight for oppression is a fight we all must undertake together, and the best example of that, my friends, is our brother, Uncle Gary Foley.
Hey folks, each week there's a little less of me as I get older and closer to wherever I'm going. But I'm still here every week, and I just want to say very quickly today how fantastic it was on Invasion Day when our normal crowd of about 100,000 alleged supporters turned up. That crowd was boosted by people from this crowd. And it's my contention that there were 130,000 people there on Invasion Day. And one of the great things that I think I saw was the opportunity for the Palestinian speakers that day to have an opportunity to talk to an audience of Australians or Melburnians that big. That was a really important moment. And I would have thought from that all of those supporters who purport to be supporters of us in our struggle, why aren't they here today? Why aren't they consistent? Yes. That's what we're going to strive towards, educating even those who claim to be our supporters. So everyone here who's got Australian friends who are at Invasion Day and who are not here today, you should take the opportunity to point out the inconsistency in their positions. You can't support Aboriginal rights in Australia and not at the same time support the rights of Palestinian people. Like I say, I was so pleased to see a large crowd like that on Invasion Day hear the message, but clearly they haven't heard it well enough. So part of our challenge is to continue the struggle to try and educate the Australian people. Educate the Australian people back to a position of humanity, which I would have thought wouldn't be that difficult. But me and Robbie Thorpe and others have been trying to do it for 50 years. Many of your people have been doing it for longer. That's part of the struggle that lies ahead. And like NASA has been saying, it's important in the process not to be crippled by hate ourselves. Okay, folks, right on. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Another big round of applause for Uncle Gary. Life well lived and what life is about, what legacies are about. They are fighting for truth and justice the Indigenous way, not the American way. To fight for truth and justice the Indigenous way, and that's to love and include everyone. My brothers and sisters, it gives me a great honour to introduce our next speaker, Sam Ratnam, who is a long-time fighter for justice and friend of Palestine. Sam's political career started as a councillor and mayor of the city of Marybeck before moving to state parliament. She served there for the Greens for 7 years, rising to leader. She resigned last year to challenge our special envoy for social cohesion. Our special envoy for social cohesion. Has anybody ever seen him socially cohese? Now, our special Minister for Social Cohesion, Peter Khalil. So I want you to be loud and proud and give a huge welcome to the next federal member of Wales, Mr. Melbourne.
How incredible to look out and to see compassionate and beautiful people. Thank you for coming out here today. I too acknowledge we meet on the Wurundjeri, lands of the Wurundjeri people, and pay my deep respects to elders past and present. And how humbling it is to be able to share this stage with Uncle Gary and Lydia, who have changed this country and are changing this country, opening our minds and our hearts to the First Nations history, the ongoing struggle, and the work towards First Nations justice that we must all be a part of every single day. The solidarity that we've heard from First Nations for the Palestinian cause has been present here since day one of the struggle. And it has underpinned the strength of this movement. It's a strength that nobody can take away. I want to thank you all, especially today, for 71 weeks of continuous, unbroken, unwavering demonstration against the genocide of the Palestinians. Thank you everyone for being here every single week. This is a movement of peace. A movement of peace that we are all a part of right across the world. No matter what people want to say and try and minimize us and put us in a corner, make no mistake about it. We are part of a point in history that no one will be able to ignore for generations to come. It has changed this place. It has changed this country. And in fact, I hear that we've been the talk of the town, even in Washington as of recently. Let's keep giving them something to talk about, shall we? Undoubtedly, we are part of a history that will shape the world to come. That doesn't happen without countless thousands and thousands of volunteer hours, resolute determination, unyielding compassion for others, and I want to give a special shout out to everyone who's behind the scenes for weeks on end for your incredible work. Because of you, millions across the world right now have refused to accept the business as usual approach on offer from most politicians across the world. You compel the international community to start acknowledging the plight of Palestinians, to recognize the role of Israel in the historical subjugation of Palestinians and the ongoing apartheid against Palestinians. You have put enough pressure on the international community that we now have 146 out of the 193 states across the world recognize the state of Palestine. That's because of people like you. To stay neutral, were forced to speak out and call for a ceasefire at the very least. Even here in Australia, that wouldn't have happened without all of you right across this country. What's been really interesting to see is how politicians, so many of them, have floundered about trying to understand all of this. They have never seen anything like this in their lifetimes. They say, in their attempt to try and understand this incredible solidarity and movement for peace, history-shaping movements, they say that we have broken social cohesion and that we have caused division, they say. But I think what they're actually responding to and scared about is the power of a community when it comes together. We haven't broken social cohesion. We have found our power and they are terrified of it. Those politicians clearly don't know our community. Those politicians who were too afraid to even say the word ceasefire in October of 2023 and are now bending over backwards to say they always supported it. Don't you remember? They always supported it. Labour pushed through motions in our state and our federal parliaments, asserting Israel's right to defend itself and refused to ask Israel to show restraint despite us all knowing what was about to happen. And now they don't know what to do as the community abandons them. To stay neutral in the face of grave injustice is to side with the oppressor. And that's what we all know now. And we have gained some ground, everyone. We know there's a ceasefire that's holding together in a very fragile way. But we also know the attacks on the West Bank have started and are increasing. Thousands of people displaced, at least 44 killed already, and we know what is to come. So we must stay vigilant, we must stay coming out here, and we must keep our pressure on our politicians. And we now see the threat that Trump imposes, the complete annihilation of the Palestinian people, and we cannot stand by. We know what to do, let's keep doing it. We ain't done yet, we're just getting started. And in Australia, we have an incredible opportunity in the next couple of months. As you've heard, I'm putting my hand up for the federal seat of Wills, and there are so many across this country. There are so many across this country who are putting themselves on the line at this federal election because we want to change the politics of this country. No more neutrality. We want justice and compassion and morality back in our politics. And we can do it at the next election. I'm standing against Peter Khalil. As you've heard, he's the Special Envoy for Social Cohesion, and he recently said, and I quote, when asked about what was happening in his community, as more and more people come out and say, we can't vote for you anymore. We saw how you stood on the sidelines when our people were getting killed, when a genocide was happening, and he wanted to use weasel words and equivocations to explain why he couldn't show any courage. And he said in a recent article, trying to minimize once again what's happening, he said of the issue of Palestine, and I quote, but it might not be the issue that changes votes, he says. So let's show him, everyone. Let's show him how we want to start change. Come out with us, hit the streets with us. The issue of Palestine is coming up more in the seat of Wales than it is coming up anywhere else in the country. So on election night, let's show him, let's show all those politicians from those old parties that change is on its way, that change is going to come, and we are a part of it. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Tent there to find out how you might be able to help there. If you've ever marshalled before, we need some marshals, guys. Head to the Foot Locker to get briefed. If you've ever marshalled, please head down there so they can give you a tag and just tell you what the plans are for today. Very quickly, an announcement from Brad. He's going to talk about the challenge and the laws that are going to come in to start making our movements and our protests against whatever we're fighting for, every injustice illegal. Big round of applause for Brad, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Very humbled to be sharing the stage with such an extraordinary lineup. My name is Brad Homewood. I'm from the Defend Dissent Coalition. Last year, just before Christmas, the state government caved in to the Zionist lobby. Last year, just before Christmas, the state government caved in to Victoria Police and shamefully announced new anti-protest laws. These laws are a direct attack on our fundamental democratic rights to protest. Are we going to stand aside and allow this to happen? Are we going to stand aside and allow this to happen, folks? One more time so they can hear you down at Flinders Street. Are we going to stand aside and allow this attack to happen? Okay, well, the Defend Dissent Coalition has organised a mass rally for the 19th of March at State Parliament at 5:30. We want you all to be there. We want you all to tell your friends. There's going to be a petition to sign. If we get 2,000 signatures, it forces a debate in the Parliament. So we've got to stand up. We've got to defend what we've got while we've got it. Because when our right to protest is under attack, what do we do? When our right to protest is under attack, what do we do? When our right to protest is under attack, what do we do? So what do we do? So what do we do? Thank you. I'll see you all on March 19th.
March 19, everyone, make sure you're there. I'll be there. We all need to be there. We need to come out in big numbers and not let this trespass go through. March 19, make sure you're all there, my friends. Next up, we've got one of our dearest sisters, a leader in the movement. She's a member of Free Palestine Melbourne. She's my sister and she came to my wedding. That ages me terribly, but I've seen her rise to a position of such significance, and that she's an exemplar of what Palestinian women power is. And we talk about the resistance, you should know our women are at the forefront of it. A big round of applause for May Safe. Welcome everyone.
I can't tell you how it feels to see your faces in the crowd today. It has been a very difficult few months, but particularly the last week, listening to so-called President Trump talking about how he'll turn Palestine into the Riviera of the sea, outwardly talking about stealing Palestinian land, outwardly talking about dispossessing and driving Palestinians from their homes and their land, condescendingly telling us, we'll build something beautiful. Well, here I am to tell you, Trump, we will build something beautiful. It is called Palestine. You do not need your empty capitalist imperialist aims. But he has made something very clear. America's role in the persecution of Palestinians. He has made something very clear, that Israel did not commit his atrocities alone. That it had the backing and the funding and the support of the biggest military might in the world. Yes, terrorists. But that does tell us that Israel's colonial ambitions is not just unique to Palestine. In this country, this state was founded on colonial ambitions, and its indigenous people were massacred. So I'd like to take that moment to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nations in which we stand today, that this land was never ceded, that this land will always be Indigenous Aboriginal land, that its people are still here, and we stand by them side by side in solidarity. We know our fight is their fight, and their fight is ours. And we have seen this in this movement for the last 16, 17 months, and it has left our politicians and mainstream media scrambling, shocked that actually we have solidarity in this country. Because for decades and generations, anti-Palestinian racism has been able to run rife and rampant, and we have been silenced and pigeonholed into a corner. Well, no more! No more! No more are we silenced! No more will we be put back into that box and only brought out when they've got something to say about us that doesn't include us. The amount of times we've had politicians, we've had media tell us about our stories, tell us what we think and feel, but not once talk to our Palestinian. Not once put them our voices. But we, everyday people, we stand together. Our voices are shared. When I speak to family in Gaza and in the West Bank, and they are living in some of the most horrible conditions you can imagine in humanity. And just last night my auntie was telling me that the Zionist settlers were roaming the town in the middle of the night with their Kalashnikovs and their weapons, and the soldiers were protecting them so they could try and harass Palestinians, and they could try and beat up and murder them. They were still hopeful. They were still hopeful. And they were still sitting there. There's a word in Palestine in Arabic that we say, sumud. Sitting patiently, not quietly, knowing that we will have our liberation. And they're sitting and hearing the stories of our movement around the world. Hearing your voices speak up for Palestine here in Melbourne. Hearing the stories of voices for Palestine speaking up in our workplaces, in our local councils, in our schools. And that means something. The Zionist lobby and its supporters only have one thing they can enact, and that is fear and hate and intimidation. care, justice, humanity. They do not understand the pain of watching people die needlessly, violently, for their violence and their hate. Because they spew hate. And as Martin has said, and as we've said in this movement, we are a movement of peace and love. That is why we come out every week. I would like to also say, yes, we are moving to monthly rallies. That does not mean we have stopped. We are only beginning. We are only beginning. There is so much work to do. But now we have a movement behind us. A movement that recognizes that Palestinian voices mean something. A movement that recognizes that the Palestinian cause is a cause for every single person, for everyone who is dispossessed, for every person who is persecuted. Because we are inclusive and welcoming and we share love. I do want to mention a Palestinian woman activist who's also inspired me in this movement, but also as a fellow Palestinian where we can talk about our stories. Her name is Naarm. She's sitting right over here. And we are a community. But there is one speech that she gave that always resonates with me, which talks about that we have hope. And you have shown us, every single one of you, you have shown us what that hope looks like. But we also have more than hope. We have more than that hope. We have something even more stronger. We have each other. And that is what they're scared of. And something Samantha Rutland made that very clear. We have each other. I cannot say how moving and powerful it is to hear a politician come up on this stage and say it how it is. I cannot tell you how it feels to finally hear that we have an ability to let the Zionists out there know that we can organize and we can hold you accountable and we will vote you out. So I'm going to ask every single one of you here today to make a promise that you will not stop, that you will not be silenced, that you will not be intimidated, that you will speak about Palestine, you will campaign about Palestine, and we will come out every month, every day, every second. Is that Palestine? Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! And let me make something clear for the Zionists and the racists out there. When we say from the river to the sea, we mean equality for every single person! Everyone!
Well done, May. A big round of applause again for May. We know that Zionists are threatened by our call for equality because Zionism, like all forms of racism, is predicated on superiority. Shame on them and shame on anyone that wants to support that ideology, my friend. My friends, it's important for us to understand what we're fighting and to speak up always, irrespective of where the wrong has fallen. Wherever that wrong has fallen, we need to speak up. And we need to speak up about those nurses who said some stupid shit. We need to be clear it's stupid. What we need to do, though, is embrace and find out why and speak to. We don't need to enter an Olympics of oppression and condemnation where everyone came out and decided who would condemn greater. We didn't need to enter an Olympics for politicians and media to say cancel them, destroy them, etc. We didn't need to enter an Olympics that saw the young man on suicide watch. We didn't need to enter an Olympics to create more otherness. What we needed to do was lean in and embrace and find out what was wrong. Because that's what's right. We need to, as a community, hold each and every one of us to account, because that's what's right. What is right is calling everything out. What should have been happening is they should have been calling out all the doxers on Instagram with thin names like Doctors 48, Not My Doctor 48, and other entities that have called out healthcare workers. What needs to be called out is those organisations like Artists for Israel that decided to get together, 600 of them, and they decided that they would find a way to deplatform, to cost jobs for our sisters. Clem Ford, who's here. Clem Ford! Clementine! You can't even know we're talking about you, Clem. Everybody shout, Clementine!
Palestine!
Clementine!
Palestine!
Somebody tell Clem we're talking about Clem. When Artists for Israel try and make Clem lose book deals or Louis Dubois, they are haters. Where's the outrage there? Now, where's the outrage? And I'm going to go through a litany here, and you might not remember all of them. Alex Evans, this guy was a staff member of the ABC, wrote a letter to the editor, just a letter to the editor, sacked. Absolutely shame. That's what we need after every one of these. Miss Kananina, she's a Triple J announcer. Her pro-Palestine posts were unacceptable. This is in December of 2023. Shame! Black Star Pastry, remember those two girls wearing a keffiyeh? Sacked. Shame! The State Library Writers Workshop with Amar Safdar and Jingwan Queen and Alison Evans cancelled. Shame! Damien Hazard, a partner at a law firm, sacked for his tweets. Shame! Jason Gilham, a world-renowned pianist, sacked by the MSO. Shame! Peter Laylaw, a cricket commentator, sacked. Shame! Antoinette Lattouf, we've seen it. Ida Buttrose, where Jesus Christ, when we know what she wanted to say was stuff. Ida Buttrose, 83 years old, everything you ever stood for, women's empowerment, liberation, destroyed in your pandering to Zionist hate. Shame! And most egregiously, Dr. Randa Abdel Fattah, an exemplar of academic freedom, an exemplar of Palestinian power, an exemplar of humanity, has been attacked relentlessly in the papers, relentlessly in Sky Media, to the point where our Education Minister Jason Clare decided the right thing to do was to refer her to the Australian Research Centre to see if they could take her money off her. Shame! Shame, shame, shame. This is anti-Palestinian racism, and it's destroyed our social cohesion. Anti-Palestinian racism is not spoken about, it's an other, and there is no weaponisation of it. There is weaponisation of it, and there is no power. There is no power to being an anti-Palestinian racist. You can be an anti-Palestinian racist and be the alternative Prime Minister on this colony. Shame! But God forbid you're an anti-Semite, and you're an anti-Semite if the lobby says so. If Mark or Jeremy Liebler says that Randa Abdel Fattah, indeed, louder. Yeah, if Mark Liebler or his son Jeremy Liebler can talk out about Randa Abdel Fattah and talk about making campuses safe by getting rid of her, that is violence. Violence by a powerful white man with proximity to power, the largest law firm, tax specialist in Victoria. When they say get rid, that's violence. Where's the police? Where's the condemnation? Where's the outrage? We remember the guy in office works who said, I don't want to laminate that. Conveniently somebody was recording him. And now we've got the Cairo Cafe where a guy went in and a Star of David hat, ordered a cup of tea, got his cup of tea and stood around, was looking for something. All the while, the Daily Telegraph, the scumbag murdocracy paper that was out the front, was videotaping the experience of an Australian Jew. You're not an Australian Jew, you're Jewish. You're Jewish and you're Australian, but that's not what Jews do. Imagine the outrage, what would happen if I walked, and he said to these, the barista that made his coffee, you Arabs make good tea, trying to provoke a reaction. What about if a Palestinian, what about if I went into a bagel shop in Caulfield with glasses, with cameras, and Al Jazeera was filming out the front, and I said, you Jews make good bagel. Can we imagine the outrage? It'd be all over the paper, all over the media, our politicians be lining up in the Olympics of oppression to condemn me. The double standards and the hypocrisy start there, and they end when we treat Russia and Ukraine the way we are, and don't treat Israel, the genocidal, racist, apartheid state, the way it is. So my friends, I need you to speak up about anti-Palestinian racism. Make it, talk about it. It is not Islamophobia. Most of those people I spoke about were not Muslim. Most of them were not Arab. They were just allies in a struggle and a fight for justice for all. Ramda Abdel Fattah is experiencing the worst of it. It needs all of us to come out in support of her, look her up, follow her on socials, sign the petition, particularly if you're an academic, sign that one. We need this witch hunt to stop. This witch hunt must stop. If you want to restore social cohesion, talk to Palestinians equally. Elevate Palestinian voices, elevate our suffering. Speak to us and put us in places where we can tell you how we're feeling. What's happening to our community, don't other us. Don't tell us we can't protest, because we'll keep protesting. We will keep speaking out. We will keep showing up. We will be here in our thousands, in our millions. In our thousands, in our millions. And wherever you are, my brothers and sisters, wherever you are, be loud and proud for Palestine, where you could be here. We might not be protesting next Sunday, but that doesn't stop you coming here and shopping wearing your keffiyeh here. Be loud and proud. Melbourne is ours. Melbourne is ours. Australia is ours. The world is ours. The age of Zionism is dead. I did an interview on TRT last week, and I said it was stillborn in 1948. Israel will not make 100, my friends. Peak Israel was October 6th. From the river to the sea. Palestine. From the river to the sea. Palestine. Don't stop fighting. Don't stop speaking out where your keffiyeh, your lanyards, your pins with pride. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Start marching, everyone, off to Parliament. 1, 2, 3.
Stop the bombing
Now. 2, 3.
Stop the bombing now.
1, 2, 3.
Stop the bombing now.
1,
She said she was going to be shooting a little bit of video, so she might be able to go out doing that. Oh, she should be able to. Hold on. Lots of people out, lots of people saying to me,
show them that we will continue to rise up against injustice. We will show them that we will not be silent. We are not cowards. We do not hide behind politicians and lies and falsehoods. We stand up for truth. We stand up for justice. We stand up for Palestine, for Lebanon, for Syria, for Yemen, for Africa, for Guinea, for every single occupied nation. We stand up for justice.
Guys, can we leave McDonald's and that try this organization alone? Let's keep turning, let's keep moving. We know what our job is. I want every single one of you to raise your voices, raise your fingers, raise your fist of resistance in the air. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah.
Stop the bombing now, 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 now.
So Israel became a nation because Jacob's 12 sons formed the 12 tribes.
might happen. Nearly was a major ball back there. Collateral damage.
Do you reckon anybody
Else? There were already people standing around it before it happened. But she was just there on her own. We can text her if you want. I just won't text her because I've got that. looking for you, so I'm not quite sure where she is. Just up ahead here. Carolyn! 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 There we go, you can see them now.
for sale. Donald Trump, go to hell. Palestine is not for sale. 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 In a thousand, in a billion. We are all Palestinians. In a thousand, in a billion. We are all Palestinians. In a thousand, in a billion. We are all Palestinians. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Intifada! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Gaza! Free Gaza! Free Palestine! Don't you cry! Palestine will never die! Palestine will never die! Long live the resistance! Long live the resistance! Long live the resistance! Resistance! And now thousands in our millions! In the thousands, in the millions. In the thousands, in the millions. We are all Palestinians. We are all Palestinians. We are all Palestinians. Yalla guys, put your fists up in the air, your kibia up in the air, and let's go all the way in this one. Melbourne. We have done this for 71 weeks, back to back, back to back. We are doing this and we're going to keep doing this for justice for the Palestinian people, condemnation for the Zionist entity and everyone complicit, including the Australian government. All Zionists are terrorists. All Zionists are terrorists. All Zionists are terrorists! All Zionists are terrorists! All Zionists are terrorists! All Zionists are terrorists! Let's go! All Zionists are terrorists! Let's go! All Zionists are terrorists! All Zionists are terrorists! All Zionists are It doesn't matter how many of us get killed. It doesn't matter how many houses are burnt. We're going to keep resisting the Zionist entity until the occupation ends. Palestine!
you going for that? Nice to see you. Good turnout. Yeah, good.
I joined just here because I was busy for lunch.
A bit late.
Yeah. So I thought I'll at least participate.
Better late than not at all.
Exactly.
Yeah? I think it's been a really good turnout today.
Oh, that's good.
There's actually quite a few people who are saying people have become such a
I understand that. I did watch some of the speeches.
Free Palestine!
I saw May, I saw Samantha Rand.
Free Palestine! Head up, everyone. Thank you so very much. What a brilliant day. What a brilliant way to finish 71 weeks in a row. You're awesome. Every one of you is awesome. Thank you so very much, my brothers and sisters. What a brilliant march. Showed Melbourne again another week just how beautiful we are, how welcoming and inclusive we are. A movement of love, not of hate. A movement of love, not of hate. But we need to remember that these powers that are fighting against us, just how evil they are. And when I was speaking earlier on the names I missed, and that you have to forgive me, but our dear sister Tasneem, the Simpson Matt now is on their target. They're chasing her. Another brilliant Palestinian woman, Shane. Khalid Sabi, a brilliant, a fantastic Lebanese refugee and artist. A man who painted a portrait of Sheikh Hassan Nasrallah in 2007. He was controversial. He was somebody that needed to be cancelled. And so they cancelled him after sending him, giving him the right to go to the Venice Biennale after he was selected to go there and represent Australia. Shame. Because that's what art is supposed to do. It's supposed to challenge. Academics, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to challenge. If we get stuck in this Zionist construct of black and white, where no one can speak up, where no one can speak out, and only their feelings matter. Feelings. I feel unsafe. You're killing our children. Fuck your feelings. You're killing our women. Fuck your feelings. You're killing our men. Fuck your feelings. My friends, I don't like to swear, but if you feel unsafe because you support the genocide of a people, whatever people they are, in this instance Palestinians, but it could be black fellas here or in West Papua, Kashmir, Western Sahara, wherever those indigenous people are suffering, if you are okay with their death and destruction for white power and white oppression and you don't feel safe, fuck you too. And my friends, they're weaponizing it, they're weaponizing it in places that we don't know about, in places we don't even see. It can be in the workplaces, and we're going to hear from Wahab in a second. But I had a chat with a teacher that's been formally warned not to speak about Palestine, not to wear a watermelon bag, not to wear a lanyard. Formally warned that they would lose their job. They would lose their job. Our black power flag pins, you'll lose your job. The silencing of Palestinian voices, the silencing of allies, the anti-Palestinian racism that is rampant and uncounted. That is causing untold damage beyond social cohesion, but also to the mental state of so very many. My brothers and sisters, reach out to your friends, be loud and proud. As I said before, Melbourne is ours, Australia is ours, the world is ours. When you can feel with pride, stand up and be counted, stand up and be proud. When you walk around, you'll get weeks. I was in Sydney Airport and Canberra Airport during the week, and the number of people that went to me from the river to the sea is just astounding. They are uplifting each and every one of you. Each and every one of you is an exemplar of what tomorrow could look like. So be proud, and when you see someone, give them a salute, give them a wave, and from the river to the sea. Louder than that, from the river to the sea. My friends, a hero of this movement in the past year, we saw Wahab sit on these very steps for 365 days. 365
him, they teased him, they taunted him, they sent Zionist agitators, scumbags from all over the world, all over the colony, to come and get him to stop, but he did an unconquered and unbroken and exemplar of Palestinian steadfastness, an exemplar of our courage, our support, and we draw that strength. We draw that strength from the resistance in Palestine. We draw that strength from our Indigenous folk here, Uncle Gary, Sister Lydia and Chelsea, who reach back and get that strength from their ancestors. A big round of applause. One more have, everybody.
It's been long of 100 years, but before we start about this, we have to acknowledge we are meeting here in a stolen land. It belongs to the indigenous people of this land, the Kulin nation. We pay our respect to their past, present, and emerging. We acknowledge their sovereignty never been ceded, and they're the main support for us here in Naarm, in what's so-called Australia, to be strong and continue to resist. Uncle Gary, Sister Linda Thorpe, and every single indigenous we met over the whole years we've been here on this land give us the extreme, the power to continue fight. As my brother Nasser said, they tried to break us. I would like to mention the victory. What's our resistance back in Palestine and what we are around the world we achieved. The victory full of blood, of shattered, part of children, women, elders, men everywhere. Victory with a high price, but it's worth it. Worth it because we're going to give to our future, to our children, a freedom. 100 years ago they tried to raise up. Wipe us off the map saying we don't exist. In 47, the world collapsed on us and decided to give part of Palestine to the Zionist identity, and we fought back hard. We lost Palestine in 48. Guess what? The founder of what's so-called Israel said, it's a matter of time for my state to be finished, what's called Israel. He's the founder, Ben Gurion. Rabin in 67 repeated that. It's only a matter of time we're building this one to be vanished. The Australian people said the same things. It's not a matter of if it's when going to vanish Israel. The whole of what's happening in Gaza and West Bank give us the clear vision. It is a matter of time. And I hope inshallah to be very, very soon. For the whole 100 years, the only resistance in Gaza managed to put the most powerful nations on earth in their place and told them clearly, if you don't respect and honor the ceasefire we agreed on, we're going back to the fight with strength. Took only 2 days to fall down on their knees and accept what the resistance wants. Let us teach us, stay firm, stay stand, believe what you do, don't give up. They try to raise us as Palestinians, bypass us, try to make a peace process around the Middle East like we don't exist. The resistance decided to say no. We are the hard card in this. We're the only card can play in this land. The only card. We're the owner of this land. We're not going anywhere. As the resistance said yesterday, if we have to go somewhere, we're only going to Jerusalem. 70% of Gaza belong to Palestine 48. They already been ethnic cleansing once. They're not going to be ethnic cleansed again. We will go back to Palestine. We rebuild Palestine. Gaza was, before established Israel, long before Rivera, much nicer and more beautiful than Rivera. We will build it again to be nicer than Rivera on our shoulders. We said to Trump, your country paid $40 billion, 100,000 tons of bloody bombs to finish Gaza, but Gaza is still standing, the resistance still is strong. Stop wasting your money. Stop wasting your money because we're going to stay there, we're going to finish the occupation and we're going to raise again. Another message to the Zionist Israelis, the image we said yesterday. We don't forget and we will have revenge. We said to them, we will never forget and we don't forget. But when we have the upper hand, we have the right to forgive and we will forgive because our roots come from the love of the land and the love does not have hatred. You are the hatred. You have no existence. We got the keys in our hearts. The keys in our hearts to our homelands, to our houses. The other message about West Bank. The ethnic cleansing, what Trump tried to talk about, it's a long plan. We have to be vision about it. He sounds like a dumb person, doesn't know what he's talking about, but behind him, which he is dumb by the way, but behind him, it's a machine building the narrative to try to slowly see it inside us. Can we disperse the Palestinians from their land to accept it? We have to be always aware of this. 50 years ago decided to do this. And unfortunately for them, unfortunately for us, we defeated it. And now we're going to defeat it by united. You, the young generation of this earth, managed to get the awareness for the world to stand up with the Palestinians back in Palestine. The resistance to the power from you as much as we get the resistance from the power from them to stand here day by day, every minute, every second. We have to be united. This Sunday is the last weekly Sunday. But I urge every one of you to find a small community to work together, to continue every day, every minute, to continue this movement, to make it grow. Work everywhere, in your workplace, in your community, with each other. Don't bring the hatred, except the love among us. United us, regardless of our color, regardless of our skin, regardless of our belief. We need to meet every month here and every day again in our communities. Every hour in our communities. Visit each other, speak to each other, send the message to the resistance back in Palestine. You're still in our hearts. We're going to build Gaza, West Bank, Jenin, Nablus, Tul Karim, and Shams together. And definitely we're going to go back to Yafa, Haifa, Yafa. Everywhere, Akka. We're never ever going to leave 1 centimeter of our land. We're here there to stay. We've been there. We continue to stay there. And we're going to pass it to our children to remain there, like the oldest tree of olives being planted in that earth. Never ever going to be finished. I thank every single one of you, especially the people I meet here. I'm not mentioning some names. If I forget some, please forgive me. Nasser, Noura, Noor, May, Muayyad, Muhammad, Abdul, every single one of you, all of you, stand. Jen, everyone visit us in these states. Everyone spend hours in the sun, in the rain, to say to these complex people, we here. They never listen to us, we're going to change them. To the MPs, came and spoke to us and support us, especially the Green MPs. We thank you from our hearts. You're great. For the people around us here in the parliament, in the city supporting us. The shops give us free coffee, free food. Thank you very much. Always was, always will be. Always was, always will be. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will be
Palestine, our pride, our groom here to celebrate their wedding on this stage. Abdul, come here, Abdul. It's Abdul.
Alright guys, we got a zippo.
Just give them a second to speak something.
ألف مبروك يا عرسان.
Good luck.
بعدين. يا عارس.
طول بالك طول بالك.
وقف. يلا روح.
Actually, Fatima, she is my love.
Spicy,
We have been together right now 1 year, and today it's our wedding. I will say something in Arabic.
I'm melting.
They will not understand me. The English speaking. Sorry.
روح. حكي حبيبي
محمود
حكي.
درويش بيحكي
حكي حبيبي حكي.
الفلسطينيين مثل نبات الارض.
ايوه.
يبحثوا عن بعض. ما بيطلعوا الا لبعض.
ايوه.
وراح نضل نقول طالما في فلسطينيين على هاي الارض مثل مرت اللي اختارها قلبي، راح نضل شعب يستحق الحياه.
ايوه.
الحمد لله. الحمد لله حبيبي.
And thanks for everyone.
Khalil and Safar. 67-48 over start from the river to the sea. That's what it is.
We're doing something for them.
يلا Arabic with it. وانا طبل يلا يلا وانا طبل.
ودرج يا غزالة ودرج يا غزالة درج يا غزالة ومال الناس ومالي ومال الناس ومالي ودرج يا غزالة ودرج يا غزالة ويا رزق الحلالة ويا رزق الحلالة ودرج عقميصها ويا عابد عريسها ويا عابد عريسها ودرج عقميصها وعبد يا عريسها ويا عابد عريسها ويا عابد عريسها ودرج
لك او اللي ما يصغرك امه مطلك
Thank you everyone, and we wish our bride and groom many, many happy years together. I hope everyone gets to see their children and their loved ones as happy as our bride and groom today.
Yes, ألف مبروك. Well done. That was epic.
Well done everyone, don't forget the 23rd of March is our next rally. Our work doesn't stop, it has to continue 60 seconds a minute, 60 minutes an hour, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Wherever you are representing Palestine. Speak up, speak out, speak loud, speak proudly for the humanity that you are, that you embody, that our movement is about. Together we will all be free, my friends. Palestine will be rebuilt and will be the example of a better world for all of us. A better world for all of us. Thank you all so very much, and to make us all so very proud. Feel it, man! Free Palestine! 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 We are all Palestinians! We are all Palestinians!
See everybody on the 23rd of March.